Good afternoon, folks. This is Deb. I just got back from work, and I'm sure you've all probably seen this already, but I just wanted to share with you that we got the news today on Sophie Cunningham that we were hoping we would not get. You know, the best case scenario in all of this was that she'd miss 3 weeks. That was the best case scenario. We did not get the best case scenario this afternoon. So let me share with you what I have in case you haven't seen it, but let me share it with you anyway. So today, they announced that guard Sophie Cunningham will miss the remainder of the 2025 WNBA season after suffering an injury during the team's game at the Connecticut Sun on Sunday afternoon. Cunningham sustained a season-ending injury in her right knee during the second quarter of the game and is expected to make a full recovery. As it turns out, it was an MCL tear, and you remember that I shared that video from the sports doctor, and that was on his list of possibilities. So he was quite accurate in that respect. Now, in a corresponding move, the Fever have signed guard Shey Peddy, to a 7-day hardship contract and released Kyra Lambert. There's Shey Peddy. She's going to be wearing number 5. She has been in the league for 6 years. She appeared with the LA Sparks most recently on a hardship contract, averaging 5 points and 2.7 assists over 6 games. And prior to her time in Los Angeles, Peddy spent her career with the Phoenix Mercury and the Washington Mystics. She began her career in 2019. So she comes to the team now, and in case nobody knew this, Odyssey Sims was signed to a second 7-day hardship contract as well on the 17th, I believe. So that's what we've got right now. Now, Caitlin Clark, we really need Caitlin Clark, okay? We have had the worst season. Honestly, no one could have anticipated that the DeWanna Bonner deal was going to go boom. She was the marquee signing in the offseason, okay? And she left her teammates high and dry. And then we had, Caitlin Clark suffering through the year with injuries, and hopefully she will start working out with the team and will be back before the end of the season. That is what the plan is, and it will all depend on how she responds once she's in full contact practice with the team. And I believe that's scheduled to begin on the 22nd. That was the last report I gave in one of my videos. That was the projection. And the deal was she would have to have several days of contact practice with her team before coming back onto the basketball court, which makes sense. But in the meantime, they have lost Sydney Colson, who was Caitlin Clark's backup point guard. They have lost Ari McDonald, both until the end of this for the rest of the season. Okay, one with a broken bone in her foot for Ari McDonald, the other with an ACL tear for Sydney Colson. So essentially the last remaining person who was brought in to this team is Natasha Howard. Okay. I don't care, honestly, whether you like Stephanie White or not. Okay. I have questioned some of her moves. I don't think she's the greatest coach, but Stephanie White has had a lot to deal with. And her team right now is still very much in the mix for a playoff berth. And even if you don't like Stephanie White, you're here to support the Indiana Fever. That's why this channel exists. And for people to come on here and say, well, I don't want to see resilience, I want to see skill. These players are playing in the WNBA. They have skill. But resilience is the most important thing you can have in life and in sports. So I don't want to hear any of that. And I don't want to hear, from the guy who came on to the comment feed today and called the WNBA Bush League and the Fever Bush League and left a little pile of shit emoji, he was immediately removed. He will never be seen in the feed again. Okay, I'm not here. You want to have discussions? I will have discussions with you. Okay? But if you want to come on here just to bash, there's other places where you can go to do that. There are other YouTube channels where they just fan the flames of negativity every single day and spread false information because Americans love drama and conspiracy theories. But this is not that site. We are here to support the Fever. Okay, I'm tired of, Kelsey Mitchell and Stephanie White hate Caitlin Clark. You know what? That's actually not true. Okay, that's actually not true. All of this stuff is done and used as clickbait. Okay, I watched Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham both praise Kelsey Mitchell the other night on social media for carrying the basketball team on her back. Sometimes that's what players have to do. And she rose to the occasion, and they were down by 21 points, and that team came back. That's to be celebrated, not criticized. I don't care if the Connecticut Sun is the worst team in the league. The Connecticut Sun is playing pretty much at full strength. The Indiana Fever has lost 4 guards, and DeWanna Bonner went AWOL because it wasn't the right fit. So that's where we are. I just wanted to give you an update. I hope you guys have a good rest of your afternoon, and I will definitely be back tonight with another video. But I didn't want to wait that long to talk about the Sophie Cunningham thing. So I will talk to you all later.